So in this video, I'm gonna share a super simple trading strategy with you guys. It only uses two totally free indicators. And honestly, it's easy enough. Literally anyone watching, even if you've got zero trading experience, can pick this up and start using it. The goal to potentially help you start making some money. Plus, we've actually backtested this strategy and it's shown a pretty high win rate. So yeah, you can feel pretty good and trust that it actually works. And the really cool thing is, I've broke down everything down into a super clear, easy steps you can just follow along with. So literally, by the time you finish watching this video, you can go implement this stuff and start trading immediately. Okay, enough talking. Let's dive into the first indicator we're gonna use. So the first one helps out spot the big trend in the market. It's based on moving averages. Now, you might be thinking, okay, which moving averages do I actually use? Good question. For this strategy, we're just gonna focus on two really important ones, the EMA 200 and EMA 90. But before we get into that, we need a second tool. This one is gonna help us find those really accurate trading signals. Now real quick, before we add the second indicator, if you're getting value from this video so far, just do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Alright, now the second indicator we need is called Bollinger Bands. So what are Bollinger Bands? Basically, they look like three lines on your chart. Think of them like an envelope around the price. They keep us see how much the price is bouncing around and how volatile it is at the moment. And you don't even need to change any settings on this one. The default ones work perfectly for this strategy. Alright, this is where the Bollinger Bands come into play. So remember how Bollinger Bands have these three lines, the lower band, the upper band, and the one right in the middle? Yeah, you're gonna use all these three lines. First, you gotta spot an uptrend. That's when the EMA 90 is above EMA 200 line and the price candles are trading above both of those. We just identified using the EMAs. We're looking for when the price candles comes down and touch or get really close to the lower Bollinger Band. Think of that as your first little heads up, your first clue that maybe a move back up is coming. Then this is key. We wait for a price candle to actually close back above the mid Bollinger Band line. When you see a candle closes decisively above the midline after bouncing off the lower band in an uptrend, that's your buy signal right there. Now where do we put your stop loss? Your safety net? You're gonna place that just below the lower Bollinger Band line where the price bounced from. And for taking profit, we're gonna use a simple 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Basically, whatever amount you're risking on the trade, the target is set to make twice that amount back. Okay, so that was buying when the market's heading up. So how do we find a sell trade using the same strategy? It's basically the exact opposite scenario. First, you gotta spot a downtrend. That's when the EMA 90 is below EMA 200 line and the price candles are trading below both of them. For the sell signal itself and the downtrend, you want to see the price candles actually push up and touch or get near to the upper Bollinger Band this time. Then the key is waiting for a candle to close back below the middle Bollinger Band line. That is strong close below the middle line. That's your signal to enter a sell trade. The stop loss for sell trade goes right above the upper Bollinger line where the price tested it. And your profit target is still that simple 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio we talked about. And hey, if that didn't totally click just by me explaining it, no worries at all. Sometimes you just gotta see it, right? So let's look at a few examples here on the chart. We're gonna look at gold chart here, especially on the 5-minute time frame. Alright, let's look at the first one right here. First thing you do, look at the EMA. See how the 90 is above the 200 and the price is trading nicely above both lines? Trend is definitely up. Okay, perfect. Now look, price comes down, taps the lower Bollinger Band. That's our first hint. Then boom, we got a candle that closes strong back above the mid Bollinger Band line. That's your buy signal. And yeah, that trade worked out great. Alright, let's check out another one. Just a little further along, again, trend is still clearly up, price pulls back, touches the lower band, then we see a candle back above the midline, boom. Another textbook buy signal right there. And guess what? Another profitable trade. And just one more quick example right here. Same thing. Trends up, price dips the lower band, gets a nice close above the midline, easy buy signal, and yeah, another successful trade right there. Okay, so you saw those examples, right? And you might be thinking, alright, that looks promising, but is it consistent? Well, you don't have to just take my word for it. We actually backtested this strategy. We tested it right here on this exact 5-minute gold chart for well over 100 trades, and here are the results we got. The win rate comes in at the 66%. What does that mean? Simply, the strategy won about 2/3 of time we tested it. Total profit over those 100 trades was a gain of 162%. So if you started, let's say, $1,000 in your account, the strategy would have grown it to over $2,600 just in the test. Pretty solid, right? The profit factor was 3.68. Don't let that fancy name scare you. This number just tells you how much money the strategy made for every dollar it risked and lost. A profit factor over 1 is generally considered good, over 2 is great, so 3.68 is really strong. And finally, the drawdown was just 2.97. Alright, so that wraps up the simple strategy using 2 free indicators. Now this strategy is awesome for beginners, but if you're curious about the strategy I personally use the most in my own trading, I've actually put that exact video right here on the screen for you. Seriously, if you want to dive deeper into how I trade every day, that's definitely the one to watch next. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next one.